Welcome inside the sit down here. CBS local Ryan Mayer, now joined by Taylor Fritz, newly joining the Philadelphia Freedoms of World Team Tennis coming up this upcoming weekend, and the Freedoms' first match on Monday, July 13th. So, Taylor, first off, just 24th ranked in the world right now. What was behind the decision to join World Team Tennis here?
It's been pretty slow with any kind of competition for the past couple months. So I think for me anyway, playing matches is the best way. Like actually competing in like real matches is the best way to kind of get myself ready and like playing my best tennis. So I think kind of going into like Washington, U.S. Open, I think that just playing World Team Tennis is going to help me a lot, and it's also a lot of fun.
Yeah, you mentioned not being able to play a lot over the course of the past few months, and I'm curious because you had such a good year last year, winning your first ATP men's singles title. How did that affect you coming off a year of such momentum to then have it stop here mid-year?
It was more so like just the start of 2020 for me that like it sucked because um the last tournament I got to play was Acapulco. I made it to the final. It was my
Yep.
best, pretty much the best result of my career, and I felt like really, really good going into Indian Wells, a tournament that I typically do well at. That I know I can do well at, and then Miami, I had no points to defend. Like I was just looking really good. I thought with like the way I was playing and how I could kind of improve my ranking. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hopefully, I'm just hoping we can kind of come up with a way to do the rankings to where it doesn't really come back and like hurt me
Right.
when we get back to playing.
Now, you mentioned this competition being a lot of fun. What are you most looking forward to here joining the Philadelphia Freedoms and playing here in the next coming days, other than the obvious, which is getting back on the court and playing some competitive tennis?
Yeah, aside from just being out there and like competing, I think the team aspect of it's always fun. It's always fun to play in a team. Any other events that are team related, I always really enjoy.
Mhm.
It kind of just brings more like I guess energy because you're playing for like all these other people too, and we have a really really solid team. So I'm yeah, probably just excited to kind of play in that kind of a format.
Yeah, and you mentioned the really solid team that you guys have. I'm curious what your outlook is for the team as you look at the competition this season and how you think things will play out for you guys.
Well, I mean, I haven't really looked at the other teams. I just know that I know it's a bit more stacked than usual, just because a lot of people really
Yep.
want to get matches and play. So there's a lot of really strong teams, but I don't know. I think our team looks like really solid all the way through. If anything, I'm one of the weaker links of the team. So uh,
I find that a little hard to believe, but okay, we'll have to take your
we'll,
word
we'll
for it.
we'll
And
have to see. But yeah, I mean,
right.
I feel like if I play well and win my match, I feel like the rest of the team's gonna definitely do their part as well.
For sure. And you were talking a little bit just about being thrown off after having a good start to the year. I'm curious what the training for you has really looked like here over the last 3-4 months now since we last saw you out on the court, because depending what's going on where you are in the country, you haven't really been able to do a lot outside that much.
Yeah. So as soon as we found out that Miami was canceled, like in New Orleans, Miami, and then like we knew it was going to be at least 6 weeks. But I mean, I knew it was going to be more at the very beginning of this. It's hard to even remember. It feels like it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But the first thing I did was just take time off.
Mhm.
Something you never get to do in tennis. The most time I ever get to take off, like actually off, is like 2 weeks after the season ends before Davis Cup or like after Davis Cup. So I thought anyone who didn't take some time off is um, I would have said it would have been a bad idea to not take time off. Um, I took maybe like a month, just didn't do too much. I really like kind of needed that. It was nice, and then got back to work. And I'd say the last 2 months I've been just training like incredibly hard. Just hitting on private courts for the first part of it. Now more courts have opened up. Um, Training in like a private gym as well. Just
Mhm.
I've just kind of used this time to like train harder than I've ever trained before, because I've never actually had 2 months to just go crazy with it. Like lots of gym, tennis. I'm home now, so I can actually get like I've got like meal prep going on, so eating
Sure.
healthy. Like it's just kind of been able to put everything together. So when I come back to tennis, I'm gonna be stronger than ever.
And you mentioned taking that time off, just and how different that is from the normal course of a run of a season, right? Just what did you enjoy most about having that time to lay back a little bit and spend some time with family, or as much as you could during the course of all of this?
Yeah, I mean, just not having to worry about like anything. Honestly, it's like I know and it was also great because it stopped on, at least for me, it stopped on a career high ranking. So
Yep.
like I didn't have to spend this whole time like upset that my ranking was bad or something. Like, like if my ranking was like 50 and we were paused this whole time, be like, oh, I just want to get back and like
Yep.
get my ranking better. So I was like, we're paused. I'm at my career high ranking. I can just relax for a while, and then I think I just really enjoyed not having any like responsibilities as far as like training, and I could kind of just do what I wanted to do and be on my own schedule.
And now with things coming back here, you guys are going to be playing at the Greenbrier in West Virginia, and there are going to be some fans, at least, allowed in attendance according to the policies and safety guidelines they've set out. I'm just curious. You've seen some of these other sports return without fans, right? We've seen soccer
Mhm.
come back. We've seen NASCAR. Just what do you think about the opportunity to have fans in attendance at these matches and get that same, at least somewhat of the same interaction with the fan base?
Yeah, if it's done in a safe way, then obviously we don't any athlete would prefer to play with fans there just because it's more exciting. It brings more energy to the sport. So
For sure.
um, yeah, I mean, as long as it's done in a safe way, the thing about I don't know, I'm as long as it's safe, I'm all for it, and it's gonna be great for the sport to just be back playing and just to have this.
Now, we mentioned the first match got coming up for you guys next Monday, the 13th, and as you prepare for that first time out on the court, just what's running through your mind first off? Just the first thing that you're trying to get accomplished there as soon as you step back out onto the court for the first time here in 3-4 months.
Well, I just played an event in Atlanta last week,
Hmm.
so that kind of gave me a good feel of what it was going to be like to come back. I think the main thing I'm looking for World Team Tennis is just get back to playing all these big points that
Yep.
come up. The break points, the no ads. Just get back to playing those well. I'd love to kind of just come out and be clutch and win a lot of those points to start it off, and that's what I do best when I play. Like when we're on tour playing real tennis, that's one of my strengths. So if I could come back and like do that with the pressure of like having playing in like this team competition and like having to do it for my team and having that pressure, I think that's going to be a really good sign for me. That's definitely what I'm looking forward to.
Well, Taylor, thanks so much for the time. I appreciate it. Good luck out there starting next Monday, and good luck here as we roll throughout the rest of this season. Stay safe, stay healthy, all right?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.